Is OpenClaw needed? It's a big question that I get asked quite a lot. So many people seem to jump on the bandwagon of OpenClaw, and I try to take a step back and say, do you know what? I'm going to leave it for a month or two, and then I'm going to ask the experts that do a lot of split testing on what works best on the different LLMs. Well, here I am today. I'm joined with Dennis Yu, no other, who does all of split testing, whether it's ChatGPT, Claude for Chrome, Perplexity, and many others. So let's dive straight in. Dennis, in your opinion, is OpenClaw needed?
If you are 99% like everyone else, you don't need to. When Claudebot, which is what it first came out before they got sued by Anthropic and before they were basically bought by ChatGPT came out, I spent 40 hours straight just programming, writing Python scripts. The Mac Mini, I set up a virtual cluster, inside AWS. I did all these different things. I trained up the skills. And so it's really cool. But then what happens, and ask anybody who's actually spent at least 40 or 50 hours messing around, you spend so much time in configuration because it keeps improving and they keep launching new skills, but then the skills have backdoors that have like viruses in them, and then you encounter certain hardware. The very thing that the thing is supposed to do, which is save you time and allow you to be a manager, actually ends up causing you to be tech support, managing your team of agents that are doing stuff that are not even in your control. Like the head of security at Meta, she installed the thing and it went out of control. Then she had to run to her Mac Mini and unplug the thing because it wouldn't listen to her. Right? This is what you get with open source. There's not a company behind it. You're a hardware engineer. Like, okay, fine, you don't have to pay tokens because you're doing it on your machine. But you know what? When you have a real GPU that can do real inference in the cloud, okay, so if you're doing like small little tasks, fine. Set up an OpenClaw on a Mac Mini. Or, there's ways to be able to containerize it and lock it down and what can have access to and all that. But if you're doing real work, like for clients, and if you're doing SEO where there are things that are chained together and there's work that requires sustained effort and has a knowledge base and requires access to different tools and systems and other people, this OpenClaw thing is a disaster. I mean, if you are in poverty, no offense to any of my friends in second world and third world countries, fine, go do that. But if you're in a first world country and you can afford the $200 a month, I mean, it is worth your time, right?
So on the $200 a month, are you then saying, is that for Claude? Is that what you're saying?
That's for Claude, the 20x Pro account. Or get Perplexity for the $200 a month Pro account, which gives you 45,000 credits, which arguably, there's a loophole right now, but if you hit Opus 4.6 in Perplexity Max, you can basically get 5 or 10 times the amount of even what Claude is giving you, which they're losing money like crazy too, so I don't see how any of these companies are making money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love your example when was off air before you was talking about people can go and buy a car engine and then they can go and try and build the car, but then you're becoming an auto mechanic and then you've got to then build it all and deal with it all and deal with all the potential issues where you could just go and buy the car and have it working, and then if there's some problems you can go and get it serviced with the actual mechanics. It's just like, surely the whole reason for these people wanting to move to AI is to save time. And like you said, if anything, it's taking more time up. You become your own tech support, and it just seems a hassle. It's almost like we've moved everything over to G Suite on email because we don't want to have email support, and it just makes it so much easier. I feel like you've taken a step back from what you've explained to me by using OpenClaw to save a little bit of money, but have the headaches of
Yeah.
all the support of what's needed. It just seems crazy. But can you explain to one or two people then about, let's say, dispatch within Claude and why, now
Yeah.
that this is here, why it, OpenClaw isn't needed if you're using dispatch with Claude?
Yeah, so Dispatch, which is right here on the Claude app in iOS or Android, allows me to use my phone as a walkie-talkie to control all the other projects I have here. So I can control my computer. I have a Mac, but you can do the same thing on Windows where you can put it, have it so it never sleeps, which means it has to be plugged in and has solid Wi-Fi and that kind of thing. So while I'm sleeping or while I'm having lunch or whatnot, all these agents are working and I'm able to talk to my agent and say, go do this and go do that. And it's controlling my computer, which sounds weird, but it certainly makes sense that I don't want to always like if I'm sitting down and I'm like it's the beginning of a project and I'm thinking about something, yes, I want to be in front of a laptop and like do some planning for a few minutes. But then when it's out doing the work, the agent comes back to me and I can say, it'll say like, oh, I did this one thing. Do you want to keep going? Yes, keep going. I don't need to be in front of my desktop to do that. So anyone who's using Dispatch knows like, oh, the whole point of orchestration or the whole all the layers on top of the engine is now being obviously Google and Grok and Claude, all these guys know this, right? They're not dumb. So anytime something new comes out, just give them a couple weeks and you'll see all the other guys catch up. That's what happens every single time. So unless you're on the bleeding edge and you have to be like the very first guy, like don't go jump for the latest thing. Like, unless that's like decide what your competitive advantage is, right? Just double down on whatever your advantage is.
Yeah, for sure. So anyone who's watching this, it was mainly for the people that keep asking me, should I be signing up for OpenClaw? In my opinion, speaking to Dennis, who does a lot of split testing, no, you shouldn't. You can end up getting a lot of shiny object syndrome and jumping from one LLM to the other. But do make certain you check out one or two of the links in the description. I get Dennis on 5 or 6 different videos where we're talking about the different LLMs, like what is better with ChatGPT, Claude and Perplexity, and what the best value is and why you potentially should be using Claude for Chrome. Dennis, it's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully people like the video of is OpenClaw worth it?
I hope we saved a lot of people a lot of headache.